Hello, YouTube. I am gonna do this as my first brony, well, analysis video, I guess. I'm seeing quite a few people on the internet who have given me some inspiration to have a go at this myself. I could name a few. I guess I might as well toss out some people. I was brought in by the Brony Notion. He's a interesting fella. Canned Cream, Doctor Wolf, and one of Dr. Wolf's friends, Ink Rose, as well. And I am gonna see what happens and see if anyone actually pays attention to this video or whether they like it or not. Now, I'm sorry for the background image. It's just a still, and the pony in it is literally just a one out of Pony Maker. I don't have any artistic talents, and maybe that will just how it will stay at the moment. I guess we'll see. We'll go from here and we'll see what happens. Anyway, without further ado, cut to intro.
I used to wonder what friendship could be until you all shared its magic with me.
Alright, now, we're here gonna we, I've just repeated myself twice. This is the first take. We are going to discuss the lack of, well, not in the show. Well, it has, the first thing we're going to discuss is, well, bat ponies. Those curious little gentlemen who made their appearance all the way back in season 2, I believe, when they turned up bringing Princess Luna in tow. Now, we have seen bat ponies previously. They made their real primetime appearance, I guess, when Fluttershy was turned into a bat pony or vampire pony. I guess it's debatable whether she was turned into a bat pony per se or turned into a vampire. There are definitely some similarities between the two. Now, the headcanon or the fandom has always been debating whether or not the bat ponies or vampire ponies, I guess they seem to accept them as being relatively either the same or whether they can become one another. I guess we'll find out. But nevertheless, they are discussing whether or not that bat ponies are blood drinkers or whether they are apple drinkers, as we've seen, well, what Fluttershy actually did in the episode Bats. And I'd like to actually talk about whether I think that they may possibly be both. Now, you'll have to give us a minute to try and explain why I think that. Now, we all know that it's true that they are, well, at least they drink the blood of apples. If apples have blood, which they don't. But they do have apples because, well, we've been shown in the show, and we can't get around that. I mean, well, we could get around it if we created an entirely alternative version of Equestria where that didn't happen, but it was in the show, so it's basically in lore. But the other thing we haven't considered is where gets into the debatable territory, or whether they are also blood drinkers, or are there separate bat ponies that are not blood drinkers? Wait, yeah, that are just apple drinkers, or whether they're a mix. It's an interesting debate about whether or not both or none apply. It is better that I would like to think that both apply. For some reason, they have an affinity with, well, drinking the blood of fruit and possibly very well drinking the blood of other ponies. And we'd have to get right down into the nitty gritty of, well, blood drinking itself and vampirism in order to determine whether or not they would, kill half of Equestria within 2 minutes or live in the shadows. It depends on what lore version of vampirism you would go with. There's a hell of a lot of choice. But nevertheless, we what do we want to apply to equestrian bat ponies is, well, interesting. I think that personally, this is a personal premonition, I think that personally that they may very well be able to do both, and that they may have very well some appearance altering factors as well. Now, we saw that Fluttershy turned from a regular, lovely, cute self into, well, a bat, which was kind of cool, frankly. But is it possible, and that we obviously saw at the end when she was cured that she would turn back, but is it possible if a regular pony, whether they are Earth, Unicorn, or Pegasus, actually can voluntarily turn back? Now, we've seen plenty of times where vampires in various different types of genres can shapeshift of some description, either entirely or alter their appearance. I guess the example I would like to use would probably be Underworld, where they can, you know, stick out their fangs, change their eye color. They kind of alter their appearance. And I think that probably bat ponies may very well be able to keep their regular appearance or stay in their bat appearance. So a regular bat pony who, say, I don't know, was originally a earth pony may very well be able to essentially disintegrate their wings, but bring them back whenever they require them, or can keep them permanently. I don't know. It's a matter of conjecture, I guess. But the one things we haven't considered is whether vampirism actually gives wings. I mean, it may just alter a pony's appearance, because the simple fact is that we have only seen one example in the show, and which was Fluttershy. Now, Fluttershy already has wings because she's, well, Pegasus. But what would happen if, I don't know, say Twilight was turned into one? This is Twilight before before season 4. Would she sprout wings? Would she not? We don't know. That's the problem. This is definitely a matter of conjecture. Hopefully, the writers of the show will maybe shed a bit more light on the Bat Ponies themselves and maybe give some more background details. This, well, is something we're just going to have to wait for, because if they give such background details, they may very well be able to allow the fandom to, well, work from there. The more the show spreads light on certain things like this, the more the fandom can take that inspiration and just, well, run wild with it. So what do you think? This is really a conversational opener. I would love people to actually get in and talk about this. Do you think that bad ponies drink blood as well as, well, drink the blood of apples? Those poor innocent apples like we all cared. Or whether you think that the blood part of the bat ponies is merely a fandom created part of it. Would you think it's plausible that they could suffer from both, or if it's just apples, or anything else is the matter with bat ponies? Do you think that they are allergic to the sunlight? Does it hurt them, or are they weaker? We don't know. We haven't seen examples that would allow them to be in the daylight. However, we do know that there is a bat pony colony within the southern part of Equestria. I'm not entirely remember what the name is. This is just a first take to see how it goes, but we do know some stuff, although it hasn't been mentioned anywhere in the story. It's just been put on the map, I guess, which may explain that it may get some airtime in the future, considering that Slices of Life gave so much conjecture, gave so much free reign to people who weren't the main cast. Maybe we very well may see some more unique individuals making an appearance within the series in the future. Anyway, this is just the first topic I'd like to talk about. There's a few others in the future, but otherwise, I would like to pass on my thanks for everyone who was listening, and please comment and talk about this. I'm not too fussed about subscriptions. Don't worry about me, but please watch, think, comment. Well, this is really just listen. There's not going to be much to look at, but please have a discussion. This is what it's for. Take your debates and run with them. Until next time, you've been with Angry Avatar. Well, in this reminiscence, I am Emerald Bolt. That's my pony. Fair enough. I did create an OC. And until the next time, see ya.